seconds. That's like 15. Thank you. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Hello again. I'm Sofia Aragon. By day, I'm the Executive Director of the Washington Center for Nursing. We're a nursing resource center, and our only goal is to end the nursing shortage. And the rest of the time, I'm a mayor because sleep is overrated. So what inspired me to become a nurse? Here's me and my mom. Okay. And this is before we moved on to the Philippines from Manila, where I was born. And you know, I thought long and hard in college about what I wanted to do. And one day I approached her and I said, Mom, I want to be a nurse like you. And why is that? And it's because I was like what a lot of immigrants wanted. I saw her and she gave us security. No matter what the economic situation, boom, bust, recession, she always put food on the table and she put a roof over our heads. But then she also gave me a warning and she said, you know, if you're going to be a nurse, just know this is really hard work and you won't be respected. And so she was happy to be disappointed in the end that it actually could give you quite a career and quite the respect. So what inspired her? So this is my grandmother, Carmelita Mercado, and my mom is on her right, and her older sister, Auntie Joan, my auntie baby. And you know, everybody here has an auntie baby. And what inspired my mom to become a nurse was not how her mom lived, but how she died. She died giving birth to her 5th child, and they died together. And in the small village where they lived, they never saw a doctor or a formally trained nurse, but they did have a midwife, right, to help with the birth. So I asked Mom, said, so why did you become a nurse? And besides telling me this story, she said, I just wanted to find out what happened to Mom. I don't really understand why that happened. Okay. So the story of my mom and her family, my grandmother's family, is an illustration of what we know better today. And this is what I've learned from public health and community health nurses. So these are the things that determine 2 things, how long you live and your quality of life. So if you do everything Dr. Joyce tells you and you come see me once a year for all of your checkups and things, that's only 20% of the impact to how long you live and how well you live. And notice all these other factors, right? 40% is how educated you are, and I bring that first because that was the first known social determinant. Employment, what kind of job you have. Your income level, the higher it is, the longer you live. Family and social support. Community safety, you know, how safe are you in your community when there is zero health care, right? And also the political environment, believe it or not, is another 20%. So as we talk today, air quality, housing, and transit also has an impact on how long you live and how well you live. Registered nurses can make the most impact on the health of a population because in Washington State, we're the largest health profession, and also in the state of Washington as well, and that's true for most states. COVID-19 has really uncovered a lot of disparities. We know that for Hispanic and the Black population, they were hit harder than white people. And we also know that we had to find this for a long time was that Hawaiians and other Pacific Islanders, and I point them out because they are closest to us, that they had 10 times the hospitalization compared to white people. And also what's less known is that Filipino nurses, although we make up 4.4% of the population, we're a quarter of the deaths among nurses who are there serving COVID-19 patients. And we did a study, and these nurses told us that 35% experience discrimination because of their accent or language barriers. And also over half of nurses today have made plans to leave nursing because this was such a traumatic experience. So what I want to ask of you today is to invest in this program to create more nurse leaders in public health, community health, and nursing education. And what you'll be doing is building on the program that I already have at the Center for Nursing. I already have a federal grant with the US government, and I also partner with the University of Washington School of Nursing. And we've done this for 3 years with 3 workshops that inspire nurses to become nurse educators or be teachers of nurses. And now we're starting a population health nursing course. And our first workshop, to my surprise, actually started globally as somebody from South Africa actually showed up. And so that's one of the pluses now of having a Zoom education. And so what I've asked of you is that for every $50 in the donation, that's 1 student that can go through this workshop. And I would be happy to name a scholarship in your name, an FWN, to support this nurse of the future, this nurse leader of the future. So finally, one more thing is this is my Auntie Joan. So here she is saying goodbye to me as I get on the plane to the Philippines. And actually, as I grew older, she became my top campaign contributor. She wasn't allowed to go to nursing school. And why is that? Because her school nurse policy said she was too short. You know, that's not, it's not hard to imagine, but it was. So policies do matter. And so here's my aunt fast forwarding in 2020. She took care of her husband, a mechanical and electrical engineer who to me was a genius. He was the only person who could teach me math. And when he retired, he fell in the bathroom and he hit his head and he had a dural bleed. And he'd been in a hospital bed taking care of her 24/7 for the rest of his life. And this was spanned over 10 years. And in 2021, they were both exposed to the Delta virus, COVID-19, and were hospitalized, and they passed away within 8 hours of each other. So she would have been an amazing nurse, but again, policies and opportunities didn't allow her to do so. So I hope you will join me in honoring those who died and our colleagues that died in nursing, and support this program so we can have more nurse leaders out there in population health for the next time we have a global emergency. Thank you.